Hi there. A very good morning and good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm live in this live session with you all to discuss a few points about what to do now in this market if somebody is having fresh capital or somebody is doing SIP. So, for example, you have some money and you want to invest into the market at this point of time. Where is the value over a long period of time and over a 3 to 5 year period? So, that's what I'm going to discuss. Plus, I'll answer your queries. Yes, I'm this time around on a live session on a Wednesday rather than a Thursday. This is because I'm busy tomorrow, so I won't be able to be having a live session, and we'll be having another one by Sunday. So today we'll have one session, and then on Sunday we'll have another. Hope you're doing well. Hope your investment and trading is also going on pretty well. Uh, Hello, Saeed. Assalamu alaikum. I hope you're doing pretty well. So let more people join in. I know it's a weekday, a morning of a weekday. People will be busy with their work, but at least some more people join in the next 2 3 minutes, and then we can begin the session in earnest. So basically speaking about the market have been, I mean, in a situation where things are changing every hour. So what we are witnessing right now is that it's extremely volatile, and somebody who is taking in, say, stop losses, their stop losses are getting triggered. For example, mine in one of the stock got triggered, and now it is up something like 15% from those levels. So that will keep on happening according to your risk appetite. Keep your stop losses in place, or have a, long term time horizon in which you are probably invested for the next 18 months, and buy the best of the companies, and leave that alone, and probably add more on major declines if you have the money. But if you are you can say a very short term player, say 1 month 2 months player, you would have to have some sort of a stop loss and in place. And if you have that, then you have to let it trigger. So uh, it's a very difficult situations for positional traders like me, and for all of you who trades positionally. Those who do intraday trading might be doing reasonably well at this point of time, because the market shows you a trend and normally follows the trend, going lower or higher depending on what's the trend is on that particular day. So basically, a range for the market is probably from 15,600 on the lower end to 16,600 on the upper end. That's the 1,000 point range we are talking about. Once 15,600 goes, then we could even open up levels of 14,700, 600 on the lower end. I think that will only happen if the war escalates even further. There is even worse news that the market has not calculated that would come in from the crude side. Say crude goes to 150, $145 per barrel, and so on and so forth. So the things are not looking that great, especially for consumer oriented companies. And that is where I'm going to begin my session with. Uh, so hi Shashi, hi, good morning. I'll answer queries. So we'll answer that. I think so. Brightcom Group, I can just say uh, in one liner is that there is some issue with their financials, with their statements, etc. There has been you can say an investigation that is being done, and that is why it is going on lower circuits and everything. So you need to just go through those things, and if you go through those news patterns, and then you'll find out as to what the issue is. All right, so I'll answer your queries, other queries later on. Let's begin the session in earnest, and hello to all of you. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that the market itself is probably behaving in a manner where the stocks in the consumer sector may get impacted big time over the next few weeks. And in that regard, those stocks would be in so would feel the pressure. So those stocks will fall. this is the time, if you have a 2 to 3 year time frame, to probably buy into these companies and sit onto them, because you will make a decent amount of money. So when you talk of HUL below 2000, when you talk of Bajaj Finance being at 6000, although I don't talk of financials, when you talk of Dabur, these FMCG players, even Britannia, but Britannia has higher debt, so probably we'll leave that alone on the side. But something like a Whirlpool, which has fallen so much, although earnings have not gone through with things opening up, could end up doing well. I'm not saying you go ahead and buy these companies straight away, but whenever they show some strength, you can buy. Some of these stocks I might be invested in, so kindly take that on note. A Blue Star around 950, 940 looks pretty attractive. So another 4 5% from here looks very good. Varun Beverages below 900, closer to 870, 860 looks very good. These companies will feel the pressure for the next 2 3 weeks, and market will try to analyze as to how much PE should be given to them, considering the high oil prices, etc. And this is probably the time to try to get into these, accumulate these companies, and make money later on, especially something like Hindustan Unilever. Uh, Slightly lower from here, say 1800, 1850, if you get it, and you can start accumulating from here. Why I am saying all this is that you have to be a contrarian in this market to make money over a longer period of time. So you look at autos, mid cap auto ancillary companies. You look at pure auto players. So Maruti has gone down from 8900 all the way to 65, 6600, or even lower. I mean, these companies over a period of time will make you a lot of money. It is not going to be a situation where these companies will lose you money from here. They are at reasonable levels, and hopefully going forward, numbers should kick in, and you will end up making a good amount of money. So basically, what you need to do is uh, make a list of basket of stocks in the consumer domain, and start accumulating them from today, and on each 5 7% decline. And hopefully going forward, say 2 years down the line, these stocks will be at least 40 to 50% higher from the current levels, because whatever the current situation is, that will subside eventually, maybe 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, and you will see better numbers come in these all these stocks. So that's one thing. Second point I want to make here is, there is a lot of talk of you can say export oriented companies. There's a lot of talk of IT and pharma doing well. Remember that whenever there is a consensus on something, it will do well for short term, it will do well for a week, 10 days, 15 days, and then everything will come back to normal. Another point here is, remember that about 4 5 days back, or even 2 3 days back, there was a lot of talk of commodities, oil companies, oil marketing. You saw ONGC do extremely well. I mean, these are times to book profits here, rather than pull in more money into commodities and make money there. I mean, getting into commodities was the time in 2013, when I remember Tata Steel was at 190, 195 rupees. And many other stocks. I remember JSW Steel in 2012 was around 60 rupees. I think around 60 rupees, 60, 61 rupees. So those were the times. In extremely bad times, you get into these commodity driven stocks, and then you make money. ONGC around 100 would have been the best level to get in, 100, 120. So right now what has happened is, you look at ONGC 186, 190, it went to, it corrected from there, and things are looking iffy on that front. uh, because why I say that, because these companies like ONGC, etc., are very good companies for somebody who wants to have dividend, and so on and so forth. But you look at, it's in red today, and a lot of commodity companies are in red. Yes, so rallies will come in, but it's not going to be sustainable in the commodity space. What will happen is eventually when prices will rise, inflation will rise, a lot of these companies over a 6 to 9 months period will pass on prices to the end consumers. And over 2 years, 3 years, you will see that companies in the consumer durable white goods space, as well as you can say pure FMCG space, end up making money, and then the shareholders will end up making money. So have a basket of these stocks. I have just given examples, these are not recommendations, kindly take that on note. You can build your own number of stocks that you can look at, especially look at autos and very good quality large cap auto stocks, as well as very good quality auto ancillary plays. Those stocks will perform very well, say 6 months from 6 months from now. So over the next 5 6 months, you can keep on accumulating these stocks, and eventually you will end up making a lot of money over a 3 year 2 to 3 year period. So that's the call that I wanted to make on the market as to how investors should behave, rather than looking at you can say channels or going by anyone. Analyze as to where value is currently, and over a 3 year period whether the current situation will last or not, or whether these companies will come out trumps and make money. I think these all these companies in these sectors over a 3 year period, 2 to 3 year period, will end up making money. So paint companies are being bashed around, Asian Paints, Pidilite, all these companies over a 3 year period will make you a lot of money. Where is the bottom? We don't know where this may end. If the war escalates, if everyone gets in, if Europe gets in, US gets into the war on ground, then we could see 12,000 on the Nifty and all that. But this war will also end someday. I mean, this all will end this way or that way, will end in some manner, and things will move on and the market will rise. So over over a you can say 2 3 year period, uh, these stocks should perform very well. All right, so I'm ready to answer your queries. Kindly use the super chat, super sticker feature that will help me grow the channel. That will help you also ask me questions and eke out answers in greater detail. And you can support me on Patreon as well. So, a query coming in on Godrej Properties. See, property stocks have probably had a very difficult time of it over the last 6 months. I'm holding one of the property stocks, so that's a disclaimer. From my side. What I want to say here is that Godrej Properties is a top class company. There have been a flip flop with their, you can say, development into lesser, you can say, cumulative uh, housing. So, in that sense, that's what happened. So, probably what you can do is. Uh, Probably what you can do is get into Godrej Properties at these levels and have a 2 year time frame. So all these kinds of property companies will end up doing well once things normalize. At this point of time, I think real estate will remain under pressure. Okay. Okay, so I think, see, that's what I said. So basically, on Britannia, I said that it's having a lot of debt, and normally FMCG companies should not be having such debt, and that is why Britannia is not doing well for the last year, 2 years time frame. Although some of the FMCG companies have done well, so you can look at other companies in that regard. See, Jubilant Footworks look attractive now. I think 2,500 to 2,400 is a strong support. One can look to probably accumulate Jubilant here, but I feel that there are other companies in other sectors that could continue to perform well. If you have a 2 3 year time frame, yes, Jubilant look good here. Okay. See, Supreme, Astral, etc. Probably avoid, wait for the monsoon season to come in and kick in big time, because then the stocks may fall even more, and that's where you can get in. Yes, again, if you have a longer term time frame, start accumulating here. Same with Asian Paints at these levels, very good levels to buy. I am not of the opinion that it will just continue to fall if the crude continue to rise. One price hike that would come in by May, June probably will take the stock higher from these levels. It has been oversold. So that's the call there. See, AMC stocks may not perform that well now that the market is not performing well. AMC stocks normally do well when the market really does well, and that is why I'm not so much in favor of AMC stocks. I was in favor of them, say 2 3 years down, 2 3 years back, just after the pandemic, but not at this point of time. See, Kilpest, in my opinion, start. You can buy some. We don't know how the performance would be after you can say result, because it has been beaten to pulp already. So probably you can get 350, 340 on the stocks, but since the promoter is buying it, these are good levels to probably get into something like a Kilpest. A DMart, again, from a 2 3 year point of view, if you can get it between 3,500 to 4,000, that's the best level to get into it. Otherwise, around 4,000 4,100, one can accumulate the stock. Again, have a 2 to 3 year time frame on DMart. I don't have an opinion on Muthoot Finance and most of the you can say NBFCs because I don't track them. I'm sorry. Anirudh, thanks for your contribution. So, in Info Edge, I believe that some of their investments are doing extremely badly. So the stock may not go to new highs, but it can give you 15 20% as a trade, and you can probably book out at around 4,800 4,900 if you can trade. Long term, I'm not very positive on it because most of their investments could be in trouble with magic bricks, etc., because of the higher interest rate costs in most of them, and some of their companies are not making profits either, so they would have to pay higher debt. India Bull Real Estate, a disclaimer, I have the stock in my portfolio. I am down 40 45%. Most of you would be down between 20 30%. uh, Two things here: if you are down less than 10% in India Bull's real estate, you should be exiting it. If you're down a lot, wait for moves to exit, probably at cost or a little bit lower. uh, See, I think real estate will be under pressure going forward, at least for the next 1 year. And that is why, if you have a time frame of more than 3 years, it's a very good, these are very good levels to probably get into IB real estate, and a doubler from here is easily possible in the next 2 2.5 years or so. So that's the call there. All right. See, Divi's Lab is good. Divi's Lab is very good because of the kind of results that it has produced. I think even 5,500, 5,400 is possible on Divi's. So that's the call on Divi's. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for being online. It has been a shorter session because I'm caught up with some work. On Sunday, we'll have definitely a longer session. Please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it. Kindly like the video and kindly subscribe to my Patreon membership. Thank you.